Welcome back to our next session that is on crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complexes. Crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complexes. A tetrahedron can be related to a cube where there is a central metal atom surrounded by ligands and the ligands are at four alternate corners of the cube. You can also observe the axis of X, Y and Z which are pointing through the center of the faces of the cube. If you imagine our classroom, so these axes will pass through the opposite walls of the classroom. Since classroom is just like a cube, let us pause the video for 2 minutes and answer this question. Which set of orbitals are nearer to the ligands in tetrahedral complex? Is it Ag orbitals or 2Tg orbitals? Before going to that, note that in a tetrahedron there is no center of symmetry. So for Eg and T2G orbitals, we remove the G subscript. G represents Gerard symmetry, that is orbitals having center of symmetry. So here in tetrahedral complexes we will remove Gerard subscript and we will represent T2 and E orbitals. So let us come to our point. Which orbitals are nearer to the ligands? The direction of approach of ligands does not coincide exactly with E or T2. The direction of approach of the ligands does not coincide exactly with E or T2. The T2 orbitals are nearer to the direction of the ligands than E. How? Because the angle between T2 orbital of metal and the ligand is 35.16. Since the angle between E orbital, that is Eg in your terms, E d orbital of the metal and the ligand is 55.44. Therefore, with this angle orientation, we can say that T2 orbitals are more nearer to the ligands. That means the T2 orbitals will experience more electrostatic interaction and they will rise in energy, which is reverse of octahedral splitting. So this is the figure shows the orientations of different orbitals along XYZ axis. This I have showed you very clearly in the last slides. And this is dx square minus y square orbital. And these are dxy, dxz and dyz, that is T2 orbitals. These are nearer to the ligands now if you observe the figures. If you observe the figure, now the present slide shows the splitting of tetrahedral complexes. Imagine the four ligands are surrounding the metal atom at the alternate corners of the cube. When the ligands are approaching nearer and nearer, initially all the d orbitals will experience spherical crystal field. So all the d orbitals will rise in energy uniformly. Later, when the electrons are coming more nearer, the T2 orbitals which are nearer to the electron will face more interaction and they are raised in energy by 2 by 5 times of delta T. Whereas the E orbitals dx square minus y square and dz square, they are far away from the ligands, so they experience less repulsions and they are stabilized by decreasing energy. The decreasing energy is nothing but minus 0.6 delta T, where delta T speaks about crystal field splitting of tetrahedral complexes and delta T is given by 4 by 9 times of 4 by 9 times less than octahedral complexes. It should be read as 4 by 9 times less than delta O. CFSE of tetrahedral complexes is given by minus 0.6 number of electrons in E orbitals plus 0.2 number of electrons in T2 orbitals into delta T. So as we all know, this is barycenter. This is barycenter. If you observe the T2 orbitals, these are 0.4 delta T times higher than the barycenter, and E orbitals are minus 0.6 delta T times below the barycenter. Why the tetrahedral magnitude is less than octahedral means, in octahedral we have 6 ligands, but in tetrahedral we have only 4 ligands. So the crystal field splitting is reduced 2/3 time. At the same time, the direction of approach of ligand does not coincide exactly with the direction of the d orbitals, not even with any single d orbital. So the CFSE is reduced by 2/3 times. It's a simple calculation. 2/3 into 2/3, that is nothing but 4/9 times less than octahedral. So whenever you come across tetrahedral, it is always 4/9 times less than octahedral complexes. At the same time, if we discuss the order of filling of electrons, there is no differentiation between high spin and low spin complexes. All tetrahedral complexes, they form high spin only. What are the prerequisites, or what type of characteristic properties leads for the formation of tetrahedral complexes? The ligands are bulky and large in size. If the ligands are bulky and large in size, they may lead to tetrahedral complex formation. And if the ligands are weak, that means for example MnCl4 minus, MnCl4 minus complex, the Cl ligands 2 minus complex it is, the Cl ligands are very weak, so generally it leads to tetrahedral complex. If the oxidation of central metal ion is low in nickel cyanide complex, nickel tetracarbonyl complex, NiCO4 complex, the nickel is in zero oxidation state. So in this complex also, the oxidation state of the metal is very low. It also leads to tetrahedral complex formation. And the electronic configuration of central metal ion is D0, D5 and D10. Even these complexes D0, D5 and D10, even this configuration will lead to formation of tetrahedral complexes. So this is about tetrahedral crystal field splitting in complexes. Thank you.